What up, y'all? It's your man, the Herman Star, back again. I'm here to do the Pluto Retrograde reading for the sign of Scorpio. So if you have Scorpio in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. What's happening? What's happening, Scorpio? Alright? I forgot if I gave y'all a nickname or not. Probably was a cool one and I forgot it. That sucks. But anyways, here to do your Pluto retrograde read. If you would like a personal read, you are able to book that with me by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. Just know that there are scammers in this community, so if you get a message from anyone claiming to be me, offering you reads, anything else, it is not me. I will not reach out to you. You reach out to me. Okay, so we got your tarot here. We go to the oracle at the end, per usual. We start off with the Empress here, one of the most beautiful cards in the entire tarot deck, if not the most beautiful. She's also pregnant too. When I was doing my research the other day, because I still, do research on tarot and things of that nature, study up, refresh my, definitions and things, right? I was looking into, this is one of the cards I was looking into, and, she's pregnant, so congratulations to her. No wonder why she's sitting down looking pretty. But, this is nurturing, you know what I'm saying? You think of motherly nurturing. This is someone who is creative as well, creates life, but, sensuality. And it just seems as though right now, from looking at the rest of the cards here, you, just like a couple of other signs that I read for, have been reading for, it just seems like money has been a real issue with you all. When I say issue, I mean like worrying about finances. I'm there, trust me. I just read for Virgo. Virgo didn't have anything, as far as worrying about finances go. There are a few other signs. A sign I read for yesterday, where it just seemed as though a mindset change about when it comes to finances was needed. And Scorpio, well, you're another one. Maybe you got this. I think I read for you last week as well. The generator chose you last weekend as well. So I think that you were one of the signs that got it last week as well. But I think that more so than anything, you just need to create. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, this just hit my head. So I just got this download. Like, I think you need to, the best way for a Scorpio out there is for you to create your own abundance in a way. Your own way of making money. There may be a Scorpio out there where you haven't had the best of luck finding a job that you wanted to stick with. Finding a job that aligned with who you are. Now, the Pluto retrograde is going to definitely shine a light on the things that actually don't align with you. When you talk about Aquarius being in Pluto, and then when you add a retrograde to that, Aquarius is all about aligning with your truth. And whereas with the Pluto retrograde, it's not aligning with things that aren't true, but it's shining a light on things that don't align with you. And you can kind of view it as a test to see, are you going to continue to align with people, things, whatever, that don't align with you, or continue to, do things and be around people who don't align with you? Or are you going to tap into that Aquarius energy? Whether you have Aquarius in your chart or not, tap into that Aquarius nature and say, you know what, this does not fit me. And I'm gone. And whereas what I'm seeing here, it just seemed as though I feel like as far as just money goes, how you're making it or how you're viewing it or whatever, like you can't, like I was saying, there's seems to be an some struggle for you to find that alignment. And it's not because you're some lazy person who doesn't want to work. I just think that you have the ability here to create your own lane. You have something that you should be nurturing right now that's going to bring in more abundance for your life. But you've been taking the more regular, traditional route and just simply working for somebody else. Now, I got me a day job. I got me, a regular job. But I tend to first of all, I'm not a Scorpio, so I'm not being told by the universe, or at least with these cards, to focus solely on my passion and dreams. But I do that. I don't just work the job and whatever. I do the job because it brings in the money so I can fund my dreams, take care of my responsibilities. But again, Scorpio, it seems as though you're being told to focus, nurture on, and create your own lane. And that's what's going to bring in the abundance. That's what's going to bring in the happiness that I'm sure that you want. Reason why I mentioned all of that, or at least one of the reasons, is you have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. This is exploitation. This is also the card of power dynamics. This is someone who can have selfish motivations as well. I think it's more so on the exploitation side, where you feel like I get the sense that you feel like the work that you've been doing or you are doing, you feel like you're being exploited. I'm just using this as an example. I'm not saying this is the case, but it could be a situation to where you're like a sex worker or, OnlyFans model, whatever the case is, right? It's something that brings in the money, but there's an exploitative factor to it. There's the power dynamics, of course, where you may feel like a lot of the people, especially OF models, will say things like, I'm the one that's actually in power here. I get to create my schedule. I get to, all that stuff they tell themselves. But actually, like, you got to answer to these creepy, and yeah, I'm going to say it, I don't give a damn who get offended. You got to answer to these creepy men or these creepy subscribers of yours who, are paying you to do the things that you necessarily don't even want to do. And again, I'm using that as an example. There could be less, severe examples, but still you feel like the work that you're doing, you're being exploited. I'm still battling allergies, so that's what it is. Yeah. So there is that. You do have one more tarot card here. We'll get into, and you have the Six of Swords here. Let me make sure that is. Yep. Had to count the swords. Six of Swords in reverse, though. Emotional baggage, unfinished business, living in the past, things of that nature. It's a lot of emotional baggage here is what I'm seeing. A lot of just heavy negative energy of you not being happy where you are, you not being happy with how things are. But if you really tap into that Empress again and start nurturing what brings you joy and create a way for yourself, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be something that happens overnight where you instantly get, a lot of money or whatever you're seeking, right? But when you look at this and it's righteous energy, upright. This is a rite of passage. This is someone who is able to adapt to their situations. This is forward movement. Slowly, nonetheless, but it's still forward movement. But if you're still stuck on the past, you're still stuck on, like whatever emotional baggage you have in regards to your work or your maybe your work history, and you don't take that faith that faith in yourself, you're just going to continue to deal with this situation here. It may be a situation in the past where you tried to put yourself forward, and like I hear stories like this all the time. People tell me these stories all the time where they had their own business and it fell over via the pandemic or some other time because it was just so hard. And yet they, a lot of the times are still miserable. Like they're miserable now, but they're trying to excuse that by, but it was so difficult when I was focusing. I mean, who said being a business owner is easy? You know what I'm saying? Like, my business, I guess, ain't even like, business is, it's not even popping like that. And yet I find it very difficult, But I also would find it 100 times more difficult, honestly, if I was in this energy here, where I felt like I was just doing work that didn't bring me any type of fulfillment, that actually I felt was very much exploitive. And I had something in me that I wanted to nurture and tend to. But fear of, what had happened, struggles that happened in the past when I did tap into this energy, all the roadblocks and all that, me fearing that got in a way, or is getting in a way of me going back to this and nurturing again that thing that I really want to do for myself. At the end of the day, Scorpio, you're just gonna have to really decide which one is because they're both a struggle here, but you're just gonna have to decide which struggle is worth more of the weight to go through. Is it this struggle here where, again, you work in exploitative work, you're not really happy with the work you're doing, and all that stuff, or is it the struggle of putting yourself forward, but falling in between that while you're focusing on, falling while you're on that journey of putting yourself forward and failing at times? That is the tarot that I have for you today. Last two reads, very heavy. But we'll get into the oracle now. Hopefully this is going to bring in some more light, shed some light. Definitely some more light needed here. If you would like a personal read, you are able to book that with me by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. Just know that there are scammers in this community, so if there's anyone reaching out to you claiming to be me, offering you reads, it is not me. All right. Your card today is Duality Dance. Okay. Sorry if you're afraid of clowns. Seek balance amid the chaos and find harmony within yourself. That's really pretty much self-explanatory. This is very much chaotic energy here that I see. Like I said, it's very much I am not happy where I'm at, and that could bring a bunch of chaotic energy. But it just seems as though what the duality dance is saying is, amongst this chaos, there is a chance for you to find peace within yourself. Again, I want to remind you of the Empress here. This is someone who can be very much peaceful, very much at peace with receiving, very much at peace in general. So honestly, think about and nurture, if you ask me, but definitely think about that thing that brings you joy, because that's the thing that's going to bring you peace during this situation here. And then, of course, if you want to change your reality, you will nurture that thing that brings you joy. All right. But that's what I have for you today, Scorpio, for your Pluto retrograde read. If you got anything of value from this reading here, please hit that like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you like a personal read, once again, shoot me an email. You can find that in the description box below. I would not reach out to you. You reach out to me. All right. I want to thank you for trusting me, for being your intuitive reader for today, or at least one of your intuitive readers for today. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, until next video, you see me when you see me. Take care.